My favorite video game store closed, which made me sad. There's a...
So what's going on? I guess you were the one keeping all these things open, man. Like, once you left...
I guess. I was the keystone in the crossroads of America. Yeah, there's...
Listen, let's start this podcast. We can talk about this.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Christmas vacation. Go.
Sure.
Go. We're waiting on you, man.
Welcome to the podcast for How to Raise an Awesome Kid.
I talked over that intro.
No, okay, you want me to start over? All right. I'm just going to put all this in there anyway. I don't care. Welcome to the podcast for How to Raise an Awesome Kid.com.
Hello, everybody.
This is Justin, and with me is Eric.
Hey.
Eric, who's so eager to talk.
I am.
He's not even waiting.
Hey, everybody. I can't wait to be introduced tonight. I don't have time for that.
Eric has just gotten back from a trip to sweet home in Indianapolis.
That's right, man.
Where he got recharged and got to feel what it was like to be from Indianapolis again for just a brief shining. How was it? Was it a week? 10 days?
A little over a week. We were gonna do like under a week, but we saw some storms coming in, so we took off early.
Yeah, smart. So that's cool. So
Yeah.
So you were just saying, and maybe I don't know, maybe just go and repeat it because I'm not sure if I'm going to put all that back in. But you were saying that basically everything that you know and love from Indianapolis is starting to go away.
Not everything, but some things.
Yeah.
Some things were, and I was kind of sad. I had some money set back. I was going to buy a video game if my favorite video game store was open. There was this one franchise store, I guess Play and Trade. I don't know if they even still exist, but they did franchises. So this one guy had opened one on this corner close to my old house in Indianapolis, and there was like GameStops on 2 of the other 3 corners at this intersection.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Yeah.
So I mean, were you able to like track down? Can you go on Twitter? So you're saying that the guy closed down?
Yes.
And so are you able to go on Twitter or something like that and find out, like, I mean, or his Facebook page, did he give like some sort of goodbye or any type of reason why he closed down?
I don't know if he did much social media marketing. I signed up for a newsletter and I never received a newsletter. So
newsletter, yeah. Well, correlation, causation, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where maybe it's not a terrible surprise because it didn't seem like there were many people there whenever I was there.
Is it one of those places you go into and it just kind of like has a smell?
No, it was a nice place. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine a GameStop that doesn't have crap all over the floor and doesn't just look like a cluttered mess all over the place. It was a nice video game store, and there really aren't many of those anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to find almost any type of specialty store nowadays. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I should say it's hard to find one of quality, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I always bought my games there, and I was sorry to see that he wasn't there anymore, even though there's not really any games I want to buy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to you, I guess, there's that XCOM game.
Yep.
I saw some people were doing like their Game of the Year types of things and end of the year wrap-ups, and I saw that one, and I never really even paid attention to it at all. And I saw that, and I was like, wow, that looks kind of right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's been on my radar. I'd like to pick it up.
Yeah, one of these days. Right now, I don't know, it's confusing. My Xbox is disconnected from the TV, and in its place is the Wii, and also we put a computer up there. So you know, there's lots of other stuff going on. So the process of me hooking the Xbox back up is like a 10-minute ordeal. Yeah, I'm just not really interested in going back through right now. So.
Well, it looks like one of those games that's going to be cheap in like a year.
Yeah, well, it's tough when it gets picked like Game of the Year. That usually prolongs the price drop for a little while. I think, like Skyrim, I think is still in the $50 range. So
yeah, Skyrim, that one stayed up there, but I'm just now getting to Fallout New Vegas, and I've had that one for at least a couple years now. So I'm pretty far behind on my gaming. So what I do is I just determine, okay, if I want this game, I'm going to buy it when I would actually play it. Yeah,
that's how I foresee like my next few years going. Is I got a nice little Wii backlog to go through, and then after that, maybe I'll start playing a few PC games. Maybe I'll get another like a better computer, and then I'll do the same thing I did with the Xbox, which is like I think I didn't get my Xbox till 2010. You know, like way towards the tail end of what they were doing there. So that way I can kind of, then you swoop in and kind of get all the games for cheaper, and you get the system for cheaper.
Yeah.
I can't hang with these like people like you buying systems on launch day. That's not. I don't do that anymore.
I think the Wii U might have been my last hurrah with that.
Yeah, it's just I just can't do it. Like I don't know. I guess I can't. I don't have like the free time to justify it. That sounds so stupid. I hate it. I hated when I was out there doing that stuff, and all my friends who were like, settling down or doing stuff like that. Then they would say like, "Oh, I just don't have the free time." I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't have the free time, because I'm sure I can make the free time. But
you've got other priorities.
Yeah. I think when you look at like $300 for a video game console plus an extra controller and an extra couple of games and all the extras you have to buy, it's like, wow, there's I don't know. Yeah, there's just other things I probably want to.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for waiting until a system's been around for a few months before picking it up. I mean, like the Wii U was not without its launch day issues. Right now, I've got it, and I've got the Super Mario game for it, and I'm like, okay, what else? Nothing else is going right now. There's like
that was the nice thing about the Xbox, was that I was able to kind of pick up the system and an extra controller and a bunch of games and get it kind of like super cheap.
Oh, Microsoft would infuriate me with that. I remember there's like, I think the last big system update, they were talking about how they were going to have stuff like an ESPN app and HBO Go, which is a cool app that lets you look through all the old HBO shows.
Yeah.
So pumped, and they released the update, and it's like, oh, the HBO Go app will be ready in a couple quarters. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good for that, man. That's video games.
Yeah.
Always good for kind of like teasing you.
Yeah, so, I think the industry itself is kind of walking away from people at this point. Did you have you been up with the new controversy with SimCity?
Not at all. Fill me in, man. Tell me what's going on.
All right, so SimCity, little happy city simulation. Maybe this new version lets you plug in online so you can see other people's cities. Well, there's a always-on DRM for it, so if you're not connected to the internet, you can't play SimCity. Which, in principle, I guess maybe theoretically, it bothers me a little bit that they do the DRM like that, but I'm more concerned about the practical thing where, I still have games like X-Wing that I will occasionally load up and play. SimCity, once they turn the servers off at EA, it's gone.
Yeah. I of course I'm familiar. I mean, I'm looking forward to SimCity because it looks kind of crazy, and but I haven't really been following that controversy about SimCity. I've seen it happen a lot lately with other games, and the thing is that EA is a tightly run corporation, and if their shareholders or if their numbers basically come back and say it's just not cost effective for us to run this their server, they'll pull the plug on that server, and that game you cannot be played anymore.
Yeah,
and they've done that too. They've done that for a couple games now. I think on Xbox Live they shut down a couple games like the multiplayer servers and stuff like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to release that game, and maybe it has a good run, but 6 years from now. They pull the plug on it, and that's the end of it. You can't play it. Or sooner than that.
Yeah, I've got a box in the closet full of games that are 20-plus years old. I like those games. I like to go back and enjoy them over time, and I just don't like the way things are going that are trying to shoot you if you do that.
I have mixed feelings about it, because I really loved... I too have a box of games that are old, and in fact, I stumbled on the other day when we were going through... sorting out Christmas decorations. I had like this, couple of spindles and a couple of jewel boxes of old CD-ROMs. But what I loved doing was pulling all those out and putting in the CD keys and unlocking them on Steam. And then like for all my Blizzard games, unlocking them on whatever it's Battle.net or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's nice. So that's I can just take the code, I punch it in that one time, and then as long as I have my password for my account, I can go in and download the game and install it. Every time I get a new computer, I can do that. So I love that. I love that you can do that. And that's because I guess that's Blizzard and Valve, and they're going to keep doing that. Hopefully they keep doing that. I don't know, man. I mean, so there's the upside to that. To me, I love the fact that that's just always going to be available, hopefully. But then I hate the fact that one day it may not.
Yeah, it's like a year ago I played through a few campaigns on Silent Service 2. That game's pretty ancient, man.
That is old.
It's fun.
I don't even know anything about that. What is that?
Oh, it's a World War II submarine simulation.
Oh, okay, yeah, all
Made
right.
one of the better ones. I mean, they've got Silent Hunter now, and that's cool, I guess. It's all technological and it looks pretty. But Silent Service 2 was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I never really got into that like the simulation type stuff.
Yeah.
Like when all that stuff was going on, like I really was much more into the action games and stuff. So I never really got into all those things. That game I was trying to tell you about, FTL Faster Than Light.
Yeah, what's that?
It came out this year. It was a Kickstarter game, but it ended up being pretty popular. And right now it's for sale for like $7.50 on Steam. Somebody said it's like a roguelike. I don't know. It's like roguelike. I guess apparently means that you can just die at any point and then your game's over.
Sounds
Like it's
awful.
yeah, it's miserable. I've been playing it for like 10 hours now. It's like how do you describe it? Like you have like this 2D. You have a spaceship, and then you kind of manage all the systems on the spaceship while there's kind of like a time pressure to get from planet to planet to get out of a system and move on to the next system. And as you're going through, you're collecting, resources, money basically, and also like parts so you can build better add-ons to your ship. But basically, I've played through the game now, I don't know, like 10 times and died 10 times. I still haven't gotten like, I guess once you get to the end of whatever the 7 levels or whatever, then you unlock all sorts of other ships and other parts, and you can start building bigger and better ships. I haven't done that yet. I've played through it 10 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Died halfway through every single time. And so yeah, don't play that game.
Sounds like fun.
Don't play it.
You heard it here first. Justin recommends FTL.
Dude, I recommend that you play FTL. Then don't play it anymore. Don't play it.
I know you're big on indie games, but there was one that I played, and it's not that long, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's like an extremely letterboxed view, and you're a little guy, and you're running along.
Oh, Cannonball, right?
No.
Like it's a runner, right? You're
No.
just like basically you're just jumping.
No, this is like you're slowly progressing, and about halfway into this game, you realize it's just a metaphor for life, and you're getting older, and then you die.
Oh, Braid maybe?
No, this wasn't Braid. It wasn't a big one like that. It was like a browser-based game.
Oh, I don't know. But speaking of browser-based games, you and everybody out there should go right now and play Frog Fractions. All you have to do is just Google Frog Fractions. You'll come up to the websites. I'll do it right now. It's like something like Beard Studios or something like that. But it'll blow your mind, and it also will help you. It'll expand your understanding of the universe, basically. twinbeardstudios.com/frog-fractions.
Well, I was just going to say that this game killed my soul, and that's why I haven't really been big on indie games since.
Just because it was so difficult, or what?
No, it wasn't difficult at all. I'll send you the link. It's because it's sad. It's because it reminds you how short and pointless life is.
And you spent it playing the game?
Yeah.
I know. I think I know what you're talking about. I know, yeah, all right. Like those original games, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Those little arty ones?
Yeah, it was kind of arty.
Maybe, yeah. That sounds depressing, man. So
it was. That's indie games.
Let's talk
depressing,
about
man.
Frog Fractions. That's not depressing. Go play. I actually haven't even finished Frog Fractions. I don't want to spoil it. Eric, it's right up your alley, man. You should go play Frog Fractions tonight. So let's talk about something exciting. So you and I were...
Talk about Christmas. What'd you get your kids for Christmas?
My kid. I got him nothing. I got him...
Like that.
You know what? I had bought some like blocks, and I opened up the box, and they're kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, you know what? I don't know if this is the right time to give him these, and I just don't know if it's ever going to be the right time.
Yeah.
And just because, hopefully one day there's going to be another little kid running around, so
yeah.
So I ended up not giving that to him. But he got pretty well hooked up. He got some sort of Fisher-Price car tower thing that he couldn't care less about.
He's oblivious to the whole process.
You know what happens is that I'm like 1/4 Indiana farmer. Like my father's parents were Indiana farmers.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, and so
I didn't see them.
They were probably buried out in some cornfields or something. But no, my son got a John Deere tractor, and that is far and away. It doesn't matter really what else he got for Christmas, because that is far and away the best present. It's the one that he has carried around with him ever since he got that, and will not put it down. Tries to take it to bed with him. That's the greatest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the Indiana farmer coming out in him.
All right.
I didn't know that was in there. That's it. I mean, that's, there was a bunch of other little things, but that was the winner. How about your kids?
The elephant that shoots little balls out of its trunk that I was really excited about giving to the infant.
Yeah,
it terrifies him. He cries whenever he plays with it. But apart from that, I mean, he got a bunch of toys with these little balls that do stuff, and my 5-year-old can't stay away from them.
Is it the ball thing that is it the ball? Is it the balls coming out that scares him, or is it just like the noise?
A little bit of everything, I think. Because one of the other toys is kind of this 3-legged table, and on top of it there's this little platform, and you put balls up on top, you spin this thing, and something rises up, and all the balls go down these different paths. It's kind of cool. He likes that, okay. And he's got this octopus that you put a ball into one of its hands, and it comes out into one of 5 shoes, and you have to kind of guess which shoe.
Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds cool.
He likes that one okay, even though he doesn't really play with it per se. He just likes to kind of push it around and play a little bit,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny how my kid is, there's been a few toys that he's been deathly afraid of. Like getting the shakes and had to be removed from the presence of the toy. I
love those toys.
Yeah. And it's funny how one by one, every last one of those toys now, he's ended up like, I think the way he conquers it is he puts it in his mouth. Yeah. That's how he lets that toy know that he's boss now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, one by one that he's managed to eat those toys, and he's pretty much okay with them. He's all cool. One of his grandparents gave him a motor scooter that he's still not friends with, but I'm sure he'll conquer that one eventually. But that reminds me though, there's one thing that I did want to talk about that is kind of related somewhat to our podcast, and that is I spent within the span of a week, I spent some time with 2 little boys who are both exactly the same age. They're both 3 months older than my son.
Yeah.
And one boy could say probably about 2 words, and the other boy could say all the words. Mm-hmm. We went to a little redneck petting zoo, and he was like alpaca, like he could say basically any word. And I don't know. I think the difference maybe is that one kid is in daycare and the other one isn't. Like the talkative kids in daycare. But I was thinking about that, and I was thinking like I don't know where my son's going to be 3 months from now as far as that stuff's concerned. But it's nice to know that I mean, both these kids are pretty normal. I mean, there's kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum, and so sometimes I get a little discouraged when I think about my kid not being at the same pace as other kids sometimes, and then sometimes he's ahead of the pace. So
yeah, you can't really compare that because really for a lot of that stuff they pick it up when they want to, and you can't really speed it along or slow it down. Yeah. Once he is talking, I mean, you can work to try to make sure that he's speaking well. Our older kid has always spoken very well because we think it's because we never really did baby talk with them. We don't say ooh, 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 or goo goo gaga or any of that crap. We talk to him like a person.
Yeah.
And it drives my mother-in-law absolutely nuts that we've always done that, but he sees the doctor on his checkups, and the doctor says, wow, he speaks really well for his age. Like, yeah, he does, but not well enough. You're never going to get in college with a vocabulary like that, son.
Well, yeah, he's 5. He's got time, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so that was the thing, is I always kind of check myself because you do have to keep that in perspective. I mean, you can't get discouraged with seeing another kid I mean, we all want our kids to be the smartest and the brightest and the most advanced, but all in due time. That's kind of what I'm learning. I thought it was something you could brute force. I honestly thought that this was like, I just read a book to my kid every single night and he's going to end up being Einstein. And it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, the reality is that the world needs ditch diggers too.
Yeah, that's true. That's one way to put it. So anyway, man. So that's all I had on that subject as far as Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas though? I mean, aside from all your what was the other business? You said the steak place shut down.
The steakhouse that was a repurposed steak and ale that was shut down. My favorite taco place, Roscoe's Tacos, was still open.
That's good.
They've got like this variety of hot sauces there, including 3 that they keep behind the counter because you're not man enough for them.
Oh, nice.
So with my increased appetite for hot food, I was able to take on the hottest one without too much trouble.
Yeah? What does that mean? Did you have to you do some milk, or how did you put the fire out?
I just breathed fire.
Nice.
You know, that's just how it goes. It's okay.
Yeah, do that while you're young, man. Why not?
But no, it's a great place. If you ever get there, have to check it out.
Roscoe's Tacos.
Roscoe's
and Waffles?
Tacos, run by an aging hippie. So,
is it Roscoe?
I think it is.
Good.
And it's not like authentic Mexican. It's like old time trashy American Mexican, but it's perfect.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. I like old time trashy American. We actually, for Christmas we had 2 Christmases. We had ours, which was very low key and at home, and then we went to go over to the coast and visited my family. And so there's like my brother-in-law there, and my grandparents, my mom, and so my sister and my brother-in-law and their kid, and so like half of us decided we really wanted Mexican, so we all went to Mexican, and it was me and my wife and my brother-in-law. My sister stayed home, but we did have both the boys, and it was a crowded Saturday night at this Mexican restaurant, and it was a challenge, man. It was, like the boys were both kind of like, I think at one point my son slung a taco across the restaurant.
Nice.
And the other my nephew was kind of jumping around and spinning, squealing and screaming. So my son was also screaming and squealing. So I don't know. I say that I've always said, well, we're just always going to restaurants always, but I'm starting to think that maybe we're gonna have to get picky about our restaurants, and also we might not be going to restaurants quite as often.
Yeah, I mean that's something we've cut out almost entirely at this point.
I mean, and it's not really because like that was an uncomfortable experience for us. I just I feel bad because other people, they've paid for the experience of going out to eat, and I don't want to contribute to, making it hectic for them. So
yeah, it depends on the situation.
And then my wife and I also we punched up. We go out to eat pretty often, and I said, well, listen, let's just go and calculate how much we're eating out. And it ended up being like, I don't know, close to $10,000 a year in dining out. So, and that includes like, her eating out at lunch every day at work and that type of thing. So, I think we're going to make a big push. That might be kind of our resolution this year to cut it down.
It's one of those things that's kind of like a dual hit, because not only does it cost a lot more money to eat out, but it's not healthy at all.
Yeah.
Like not even remotely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the compromise right now is, how about we just... Excuse me, I have the hiccups. I said, how about we just, why don't we just go into the process, why don't we just eat at home? Mm-hmm. And just, we'll eat terrible things at home. Like, well, the problem is that we always we're like, well, we're going to eat at home, we might as well. We're at the grocery store, let's get healthy food. And then you get home, and it's time to eat the healthy food, and it's like, hey, do you want to just go down to the restaurant instead? And so it's like, well, why don't we just go and get ourselves some terrible things to eat at home? Get ourselves into the habit of eating at home, and then we start kind of, healthing it up a little bit. So that's kind of, I think, the process we're in right now.
Well, I think you just have to get into cooking, and that's tough, especially with kids, because one person has to manage kids, so you can't really cook together anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're definitely steering away from. We used to do a lot of frozen foods and stuff like that. I mean, they have amazing things now. They have they have these steaming bags that you can steam also the whole dinners of chicken marsala and stuff like that. It's awesome. It's delicious. But
it sounds terrible.
It's great. I don't care what you say, Eric. It's great.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
But
this is when I get to be condescending, like when you are when I wanted to go to Crystal.
That reminds me. I had something.
You've got this whole grocery store full of food, and you have to get the crap in the bags that you put in the microwave.
I know.
Really?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is that so? This next step is to go and just learn how to make that type of stuff on your own and not have to deal with the frozen bag. And usually you end up with a ton of leftovers, so it just kind of it's just better all around. You have lunch the next day. But no, what we just, so along those same lines, we were trying to eat pretty well. And I don't remember if I did talk about this in the last podcast, but Omaha, is it Omaha Steak Company? Did I talk about this last time? Omaha
No.
Steak Company. So Omaha Steak Company, you're familiar with them?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen
They
the
have like all
ads.
sorts of meats, and they're a little bit overpriced. But you order whatever meats from them and whatever, and they send it to you with a block of dry ice, and it comes to you frozen. It's steaks and burgers and that type of thing. So they had a deal through Amazon Local like right before Christmas,
Hmm.
and it was I think it was like $80, and it was like 26 meals. So it was like they're selling for $80, and I think normally on their website they normally sold it for like $200. So listen, I got that, and we got hamburgers, hot dogs, steaks, chicken, fish, pork chops. I don't know. There was a bunch of crap in there. Plus, then there was also the sides, and there was a chocolate cake. So you couldn't really pass it up. It was great. And I want to tell you that I decided to go and take those hot dogs out on the grill, and I burnt every last one of them. I put them on the grill, and in the span of 3 minutes, they were completely. It was a charcoal grill too.
You put them over direct heat, didn't you?
Well, it's a small grill. I mean, there wasn't many options. It was either we used to like ring the edges. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's like don't you have a Weber charcoal grill? Isn't that what I saw?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
you just put coals on one side of it and leave the other side coal free. You don't have to fill the thing up. It's not a competition. You put enough coals to cook the food you have. Come
All
on,
right.
man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you know what? I did. I know I put too much charcoal in there, but and I was just basically because the charcoal was sitting out in this like mildewy shed that I have. Like obviously they weren't protected. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to use this charcoal again in a long time. Might as well get rid of it. So I put like all the charcoal in the grill,
Yeah.
and so I put them on for 3 minutes. Went inside the house, came back out. Two
you
minutes
can't
later.
do that with those.
Yeah, and they were it was literally it was time to just turn them over. It was just like
Yeah.
it says to cook them for 10 minutes, so I was gonna turn them 2 times. So after 3 minutes, I went out there and they were like pitch black, and it was a sad day too because I tried to like carve them. I took them in and treated them like they were like corn. I tried to like slice off the sides, trying to take the burn off. That did not work at all.
You can't trust directions. Like, you can't leave those on 10 minutes on a hot grill and just walk away. It's like any kind of, like, hot dogs or sausages or anything like that. I always stay right on the grill. Like, you got to watch it. You got to watch them with eagle eyes.
I didn't do that. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I guess because it was a little bit cold out. I'm not sure.
Have you had any of
what
the
I was
other meat?
thinking. Yeah, everything else is freaking delicious. It was awesome.
Interesting. We've got, like, a butcher shop around here that we go to for serious meat.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about getting like a meat grinder attachment to our mixer, and that'd be cool. Make my own hamburger
There you go.
and
All right.
sausage.
Well, they'll grind it for you there, won't they?
They probably would.
But you want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Add in your own like salmonella.
Bacon.
Smart man. There you go.
Bacon and
Add
cheese.
some blue cheese. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just the epilogue to that story was that I was not defeated. I took all those. Actually, what I said to my wife was, I want you to take these hot dogs and put them out of their misery. I don't even want to see it happen. Just do it. I'm gonna run to the grocery store right now, go get some Nathan's or whatever, and come back and cook those on the George Foreman where I can't possibly mess them up. And so that's what we ended up doing, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It felt like that hole that I had in me that I needed to be filled with hot dogs. That's exactly what it did.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. But I don't know, man. I'm this grill things. You know what I'll to segue into is I was thinking about this the other day, or actually about you. I was going to ask you is like, is there anything that you feel like you need to bone up on before you before your kid gets like a certain age?
Life.
Like for example, I know I'm not the greatest at sports, so I probably need to both in understanding the rules and also like just athleticism to begin with. So I definitely need to work on that a little bit more before my kid, sees me trying to play basketball or that type of thing.
I'm not that concerned yet because just about everything he's wanted to do, even the 5-year-old, I can do so much better. So I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing I was thinking about was like I've noticed for some reason, even though I went through Boy Scouts, I am terrible at starting fires, and this is despite being like a quasi pyromaniac when I was in middle school. cannot start like when we last few times I've gone camping. My wife actually ended up being better at starting the fire than I did.
That's pathetic.
So, yeah, I know. So it's like these are things I need to get a handle on before it becomes too late. And I mean, I guess maybe I'm alone. Are you? Do you have any insecurities about any of this type of stuff, or are you just?
Well, I mean, I'm nowhere near athletic, but at the same time, I'm pretty confident that I am who I'm going to be.
Yeah.
There's things that I can improve on, but athleticism is not one of them. I am trying to get into reasonable shape. I've started hitting the gym, and I've mentioned that I started running and that kind of thing. Because it'd be nice if he didn't just have a fat role model for a dad.
Yeah,
and
I understand.
It's tough hitting the gym because I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's working so far, so I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, you gotta fake it till you make it, I guess.
Yeah.
So, so I guess you're either you're saying that there's nothing, or you're just kind of you're just that confident about everything.
He's gonna have to take me as I am at this point.
Okay.
I'm the dad he's got.
All right, man.
If he wants another one, there's the door. Go find one.
Go back to the dad store.
That's right.
There you go. All right, man. Well, I don't know. That's. I don't know. I guess I was expecting a discussion.
I'm sorry.
The answer is nope. It's like, hey, Eric, do you feel insecure about anything you have to do as a dad? And expand on that. And instead I got, nope, I don't. Tough. All right.
Yeah, it's like the things that he's going to be better than me at that I might have felt insecure about like 10 years ago. He's going to eclipse me in video games before long. As soon as he gets the coordination thing down, because I don't have the time to play as much as a kid does. I never will. And I've got to be cool with that.
Yeah, but are you going to be cool with him, like, running around with Call of Duty, shooting people in the face, that type of thing?
Like, am I going to allow him to play that sort of game? Or
Yeah.
I mean, if he's playing it, I'm happy if he's doing headshots.
It's like, as long as you're killing him between the eyes, son.
Yeah, I'm hoping to raise him to have better taste in games, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because if all the kids at school play it, he's going to play it.
Yeah.
That's how being a kid goes.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Eric, once again, you appear to be the genius and the guru as far as parenting goes, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So, thanks for letting me come and sit at your feet and get some of your wisdom. I appreciate it.
No, I think the difference is I don't know anything, and you don't know anything. You want to know, I just don't care.
Maybe I don't know, man. I don't know. That's probably the other thing is I just don't know. So I get very anxious about the fact that I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things that I guess it'll just eventually be. I'll get to the end of it and just be like, oh, you know what? The secret was nobody knows, and nobody did know, and the people that act like they know, they didn't know.
Yeah, of all the faults that can be pinned on me as a parent, overthinking it probably isn't one of them.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen with my kid. He's going to be all anxious like his dad. We'll see.
They're all going to turn out okay, and we're not going to have any idea why.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, like, I don't know, when he goes off to college, handling that. That's going to be, I don't know.
You're getting ready for that heartbreak already?
Yeah. Well, you gotta start, just go ahead and start talking yourself down. Like, all right, it's not going to be that bad. I don't know.
I can't wait. I can actually go on a date with my wife.
Yeah, that'll be... Well, you can start doing that, when they're... How old? At what age can you start leaving a kid home?
6 months?
16? Yeah. I guess it depends. Yeah, we have friends who are quite okay with, like, well, we have the monitor. We can just go down the street. It's okay.
It's like they change reasons why you can't leave them at home as they get older.
Yeah, like they keep making the finish line further out.
Yeah, it's like I remember when I was a teenager, it's like if I was left at home, I wasn't going to burn the house down. I do other things that my parents didn't want me to do.
Yeah, I mean, you were raised by a single mom, so was I, right? I mean, it's I can remember being home alone like at 7 or 8 years old. Just for a couple hours between school and when my mom got home, but still, like, and that continued on forever. There was never like a babysitter or after school program or anything like that.
That was time to watch MTV's The Grind.
Well, you know what? That's where my mom was smart. The only thing we had in our
Personal
house,
time.
we had a 13-inch color TV that did not get cable.
Yeah.
We did not have cable in the house, so basically it was like reading Rainbow. And then
So you never watched The Grind?
No, I never saw The Grind. Never saw any of that. I know what was going on there. I went over to a friend's house and they would watch The Grind, so I understood what was going on, but not enough, I guess. All right, Eric, that's all I got, man. I'm out of things to talk about.
Cool.
Frog Fractions, guys. I'm not getting any money for it. Just go play it. It's a lot of fun.
I'll play it, but I'm going to be disappointed if there's not frogs in algebra.
There is frogs and there is fractions. You will not be let down, I promise. All right, guys, thanks for listening. This has been the podcast for How to Raise an Awesome Kid. If you want to email us, it's podcast@howtoraiseanawesomekid.com. Visit our site if you want to see some more information, like the phone number, and if you want to just go and click on those email addresses instead of having to type it. And the website, of course, is howtoraiseanawesomekid.com. Eric, thanks for spending time with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, man. Talk to you again soon.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, let's go play Frog Fractions.
Well, is this like a team game?
No. Just go play it. Go load it up.
All right.